There are two main ways of adding video. One is to use a hosted video service, and the other is to host it locally, to have the videos locally on your devices. Now let's talk about the hosted video service. One advantage it has is that you don't necessarily have to own or pay a hosting service for all your videos. What you have to do is to visit the website that is hosted externally and copy the embedded video, okay, or copy the link to that video and then embed it onto your web page. Another advantage is that a hosted video site like YouTube or Vimeo provides players that work with the majority of web browsers, so you save yourself the struggle of also getting a plugin or a flash player that works for most browsers. When you are using a video hosted service, most of the video sites have the players already. You do not also need to worry your head over encoding your video, okay, into a different format or converting it from one particular format to the other format, okay. Once you upload it, they automatically convert your video into various formats required for different browsers. Other advantage is that hosting companies, okay, often charge extra if you use a lot of bandwidth, okay, and video files can be quite large. Video file capacity is higher than picture or any text document. So when you are paying for your own hosting, you tend to pay a lot, okay. So it is an advantage for you when you are using a hosted video service, okay. When you are doing that, you do not pay for the bandwidth, you do not pay for hosting of the video, because those websites have already paid those particular hosting charges. Now let's talk about adding video to your pages, okay. The HTML5 helps us to add video to our pages. We are going to demonstrate it, okay. Before we explain the code we are going to use, just like when you are adding an image, we bring the image element, which is an empty element, like I said, which means it doesn't have a closing tag. The video element is not an empty element. The video element has some attributes, okay, and I want to go through every attribute. Most of them can be found in the audio as well. One of them is the SRC, or the source. This particular attribute, okay, will have to specify where to get the video, where you want the web page to source the video from, okay. So you make sure that the value of this particular attribute that is going to be in the quotation marks is the far part where this video can be found, whether externally or locally. You are supposed to indicate it in the SRC attribute. Also, poster. The poster attribute allows you to specify an image to show while the video is downloading or until the user tells the video to play, okay. Something like an image that displays as at when the page is loading for you to play your video, or your video to be played automatically. It also contains the video elements can also have an attribute of width and height, just like we have in images. This shows the specific size of the player in pixels. It shows you whether rectangular or you want it in a square, how many amount of height in pixels, how many amount of width in pixels. There's also the preload attribute. The preload attribute tells the browser what to do when the page loads, okay. It also has some child attribute inside that attribute of preload. When you indicate the preload and you give it a value of none, okay, the browser should not load the video until the user presses play. So it comes with a player and indicates all the playback buttons. What I want to play, stop, pause, anything you want to do. If you do it auto, that means that the video should automatically load. It should automatically play since if the browser refreshes. Okay, and metadata also allows the browser, you are telling the browser not to collect information such as the size, first frame, track, list, etc. That is what those are the attributes that you can find in the video element. You can also find controls. When used, this attribute indicate that the browser should supply its own controls for playback. Autoplay, when used, this attribute specify that the file should play automatically. Okay, unlike the preload tells the browser what to do when the page loads. Okay, and then we explain that the auto value that preload has is to tell you should let the browser, it allows the browser to download the video when the page loads. Okay, it's different from the autoplay. The autoplay goes into the control which plays the video automatically. A loop, you know, loop simply means something should occur over and over and over again until something else happens.